Hello and welcome to Hub Notes and my slightly broken Toyota Prius. It doesn't look pretty, and it doesn't sound pretty at the moment as well. You'll note the engine is running. It's stationary, the engine should not be running. And furthermore, we go into the back. Yeah, this is the intake for the hybrid battery, which is under the back here. And that fan is running pretty much from the moment you start the car. I don't think the battery pack is actually overheating. I think it's a safety measure because it knows something is wrong with the hybrid battery, so that is running all the time. So throw my phone on the floor, we'll turn it off. There we go. And now it'll get upset because I've left the fob in there. Never leave the fob in a car with central locking. So there's a few things we're going to do today. We can't fix the battery, that much is guaranteed, but we can change the wheels over because these tyres, I have no idea what the wheels are off. There's a flying horse there, yeah, these tyres are like 20 years old or something. They're absolutely ancient, so they need to go. Oh yeah, there we go, 17. Oh, maybe they're not as old as we thought then. That can't be right. You said they were ancient, but we don't want winter tyres on anyway. So I think I'm going to swap to these. These are absolutely knackered, but these are the original super light alloy wheels, and these tyres date from 2021. I'm pretty sure. Yep, 21. There you go, 32nd week of 2021. So I think I'm going to chuck those on because that would seem more sensible than running around on questionably aged winter tyres, given it's now a lot warmer. This also isn't brilliant. Unfortunately, this is starting to rip, so this repair is not quite stacking up. It may be worth having a look at whether we can do a better job there. I'm sure it's just come unclipped, but yeah, we shall look into that. But yeah, priority number one is going to be changing the wheels today, so he's got some decent rubber. We might have a poke about underneath as well. People have noticed the MOT history mentioned general corrosion back in 2020. Last MOT in October, the garage seemed absolutely fine. So different garages, some garages can be a bit coverall. They're just scared the man from the ministry will come and have a look and go, well, why didn't you mention that this is all covered in surface corrosion? So let's go general corrosion. I've never looked underneath one, so maybe we'll do a bit of that today. Incidentally, we are going to have to use the Escort for this weekend's shenanigans. We've got some travelling to do because the Blingo is now not taxed and not insured because we've still got a diesel leak. So the Escort is kind of one of the only cars we have working. Desmond has a season caliper. I'm struggling to find replacement calipers, so that's the problem. We could use the Panda, but I'd really rather not for long distance work, and also the boot is ridiculously tiny. Ellie and Shemi up the back, out of action. The cars we've got at home, we've got some worrying creaking noises from the Yaris Verso, but I want to get checked out before we drive that anywhere. And then we've got Betty, the Australian Ford, who would normally be our default choice when everything else is broken. But Betty's got a dashboard fault where it loses connectivity, which then throws the gearbox out of whack. Sometimes it'll go into a third gear limp mode. Other times it loses drive completely because all the electrical signals are lost. So that's not good. And a thump of the dashboard usually brings it back, but at some point that might get so bad that it doesn't do that anymore. So I'm reluctant to use it for what is, a critical journey. So I might have to use the Escort. And you're thinking, well, I thought you said you liked the Escort. Yeah, compared to an Astra. And basically it was only the steering and the perky Z-Tech engine that led to that conclusion. Her son had a little drive of this last night because the learner car is out of action, so he may be learning to drive in this, and of course he loves it because he hasn't got very many points of reference. He's got that point of reference. Yeah, we're going to be doing driving lessons in this for a bit, and then in June it's going in to have the front bodywork done, smarten it up, and then it will be available in a raffle once we've done our bit with it. So you'd better not get too attached to it, or maybe he'll be buying loads of tickets, who knows. But all of this is distracting us from the main purpose, which is to get tyres swapped on this. I think The weather's looking a bit variable, so I think I'm actually going to get the Escort out, and we'll get the Prius in here. I might have a bit of a sweep up first though. When we were moving engines for Tucker the Invercar, notice she's no longer here. Yeah, there was various spillages, so might try a bit of a tidy up first. Well, hoovered the back of the car out. That's looking a lot better now. Yeah, I got the wheels out, but I'm having second thoughts now. These are so scruffy. Normally these are hidden behind wheel trim, so it has alloy wheels with a plastic trim over the top, but yeah, these are in a dreadful state. While the tyres are definitely better, having discovered these are only in fact 9 years old, I might just leave them for now. We're not doing big mileage, and I'll try and work out what to do. I'm going to get these refurbed. That'll be very expensive. Do I just swap those tyres to those rims? Not even sure what those rims are off, but I quite like the look, the Steelies. We may go that way. Yeah. These are Davantes, which I don't think are too bad a tyre actually. So yeah, maybe that's a solution, just to swap those onto those rims. Yeah, but for now, I can actually put the rear seats up. Oh, and I need to vacuum in here as well. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to see what the rear seats like to sit in. All this is going to have to come out because I think the hybrid battery is kind of under here somewhere. Yeah. Right then, let's experience a Prius how most people experience a Prius. Station please, mate. Well, someone was saying there was no headroom in the back, and well, the roofline definitely does swoop down. I'm 5'10", and there isn't loads of headroom, but there is headroom. It feels quite a nice place to sit actually. The seat's quite firm. Oh, the armrest. Is the armrest meant to be that floppy? That's a bit low, but nonetheless, yeah, this is all right. It's really clean in here. The outside of the car has been smashed to pieces, but the inside I think is really nice. Excellent. Okay, let's get underneath as best we can. It's going to be really tricky to film without jacking the car off, but yeah, there is surface rust absolutely everywhere, and I guess the MOT man puts an advisory because a lot of it is hidden. There's plastic covers and everything. So what the MOT man is saying is, what I can see is covered in surface rust, and absolutely everything is. Looks like it spent quite a bit of time sitting, and yeah, they're effectively saying we think it could be rotten. Can I zoom out any more? No, that's as much as it'll let me do with a torch on. So yeah, the rear axle again covered in surface rust, so it is very much a bit of a coverall. We will get it properly looked at just to make sure everything's right, but yeah, it really needs a hefty wire brush session, I would suggest. Let's try and have a look at some front subframe. Oh look, someone's jacked up on that. They always do. That's not for the jacking. So yeah, you got these trays everywhere. Makes it difficult to assess the condition of things, but to me this looks like just in time discovery. So yeah, you can do something about this, but yeah, it is not immaculate. So like I said, next week I've got this booked in. We're going to go to EV Wales, get the battery pack out, try and replace the dodgy cells, and then hopefully Jake's got the kit to balance the battery, which is the most important step. You can do it DIY, but you need a charger that can recharge the modules to all the same level, and I don't have that. And then you've seen a bit of this on Johnny Smith Late Break Show with his Honda Insight. You can drain the battery pack down by connecting it up to a light or something, and then charge it back up again, and that helps balance everything out as well. So we might do a bit of that. I think the first Insight and the first 2 generations of Prius, I'm not sure about the third, use nickel hydride batteries, so they're not lithium ion, which means less fire risk. But yeah, I really like it. What has surprised me most, I think, is the steering is lovely. It's one of the first cars to have electric power steering, I think. And I've never driven a car with electric power steering like it. It just feels so nice. It steers way better than the Yaris Verso, which has conventional hydraulic power steering. But some of the clever stuff they had to do on this was electric power steering, electric climate control, so it could work without the engine running. But I did watch a very interesting video last night. Yeah, Technology Connections, very timely, about a couple of weeks ago, put out a video explaining how the hybrid system works. And I've watched many videos about it. That is the one that has got me understanding it most, because you've got the engine driving into a planetary gear set, which is linked to two electric motors. One of the motors is linked to the road wheels. So yeah, he did a good job of explaining it, and I think it explains why this went into a massive power loss mode. Effectively what happens is the first motor is used as a generator. They're called MG1 and MG2 motor generator. And motor generator 1 should take a charge, which then forces the drive through to the second motor, but that isn't used as a motor. It's just used to spin the wheels, so the drive of the engine is going to the wheels. That is the most efficient way for it to work. But it can use the electric motors to boost power when you need a bit of acceleration, but also having MG1 acting as a generator forces the drive to go elsewhere. But I don't think MG1 was acting as a generator, because the hybrid battery system completely packed up. It wouldn't take a charge, it wouldn't give any charge. As far as the car was concerned, there was no hybrid battery, and so the drive was just getting lost. The revs were going through the roof and we were just about moving along. Everything was completely out of kilter. I reset the car and it forgot there was a problem, and then we were able to get on our way. But of course it fairly soon pinged up the error, knowing the hybrid battery's wrong, but it hasn't gone that limpy. It's not working as it should. Like the engine running all the time is not what it should do. As soon as I ease off the throttle, the engine should cut out completely. But because it knows there's an issue with a hybrid battery, I guess it's reluctant to turn the engine off in case it can't turn it back on again. Maybe. There's so many fail-safes built into this, like the fact the fan's running in the back, even though I'm pretty sure nothing is overheating in the back. It's just that the fan is going, well, I don't know what's going on. The safest thing to do is just to run the fan. I think that's what's happening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to digging into it and finding out how the battery comes apart, taking necessary precautions. Obviously I will be supervised by an expert when I'm doing that, and then yeah, we'll swap some cells and see if we can't coax this thing further into life. Really looking forward to it. So that'll be what's coming next. But yeah, the actual driving experience, I love it. It rides better than the Yaris. It's still crashy over really badly broken surfaces, but it's not as jiggly, as fidgety as the Yaris. And yeah, it's just generally so peaceful and lovely. Am I an old man? Yes. Betty, the Ford AU, has made me an old man. But yeah, I'm liking it so far, more than I thought I would, really, I think. But I cannot wait to get it sorted, so that'll be next week's job. So thanks for watching this little hub notes. I'm going to replan my day now, because I was going to be swapping wheels about. I don't think I'm going to be doing that now. Maybe we'll do some sanity checks on the old Escort instead before we take that down the road. Bye! Actually, I couldn't help myself. I thought I'd investigate where the hybrid battery is. Here it is. So it doesn't look like you've got to remove the rear seat. I've just had to take some things out that aren't really attached. Maybe they should be attached, but they aren't. And yeah, that looks like we're almost at the stage of being able to get it out. I'm not going to bother doing that today, because we don't need to. But I just wanted to understand a bit better where things were before we headed over to EV Wales next week. So now I know.